Hello and welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylle and today I'm going to tell you how to find your thing through alignment. Let me start off this episode by asking a few of the hard questions. Are you alive in the sense of really living, or are you more existing? Is life an exciting journey with you at the steering wheel, or are you more or less drifting along and the best you hope for is that nothing bad will happen, or that you'll arrive wherever it is you're going to arrive unscathed? What about decisions? Are you good at making decisions? Are you sometimes maybe a little worried whether you're on the right path in life? Do you sometimes wish there was a guiding system so that you could know for sure? Because if so, I can definitely help. Today's mission is to establish a surefire guiding system for yourself, so not me or anyone else, but for yourself to tell for sure every time. Task number 1 is called What Matters to You. So this magical guiding system through your life that I mentioned is your values. Values are not like beliefs. If you have a belief, beliefs are acquired through life, often in childhood and very early, and we don't realize that they're actually belief. We think they're part of us, but beliefs are actually, they can be changed. They're acquired and they're not an actual part of us. We just make them, or we believe they are a part of us. With values, it's different. Your values are at the core of your being. Your values are who you are on the deepest level, and they can't be changed. Now, in order to find them out, to find your personal values, you start by, it's always a good inspiration, I find, to look at a list of values. You can obviously come up with your own, but if you haven't done an exercise like this before, I suggest you download the list of values that is linked in the description below, in the article below, and just look over it and don't try and overthink anything. Just be very spontaneous by picking out values that speak to you and write them down somewhere or mark them on the list. But it's best if you write them down in your own handwriting somewhere. And whatever many, if it's 10 or if it's 20 or 30, whatever many values you have there, start weighing them up against each other, finding the most important of these, your core values, and do this until you're left with about 5. Could be 4, it could be 6 or 7. But round about 5 top values is what most people have. Doesn't mean that the rest of them aren't your values. They're still your values too. But we're looking for the most important ones, the core values in your life. Task number 2 is called Practice Alignment. Now, this is a task that you can't just do in a few minutes. It'll take longer, but in a couple of minutes you can set yourself well on the way. So I suggest you pause this video. Well, first listen to what I'm telling you, but after I've explained this task, then pause the video and do this. And this task is to check your life against your values and check how much of your life is in alignment with your values that you've just determined in task number 1. So you could look at things like your job. Is your job aligned with your values? Does it contradict one of your values somewhere? You have to especially look for contradictions, for things where something you do, or something like your job or your relationships or even a passion might not agree with one of your values. And also note what is aligned and what is especially aligned maybe to more than one of your values. So take stock of every area of your life, your job, your relationships, the way you live, where you live, with whom, and so on and so forth. Now, everything, and like I said, also include your passions in this, and check everything against your list of values. And just note down somewhere what you find, how much you're aligned, which part of your life is very aligned or more or less than the other, and so on and so forth. Just take stock. That's task number 2. Task number 3 is called Finding Your Thing. Now it's time to, now you've taken stock of your life, you've laid the foundation. So the third task now points you even further beyond this video, because this is something of a habit that you're going to develop. And that is to check everything, make a habit of checking everything that comes into your life and everything that you come into contact with against your values. For example, you get a job offer. Should you take it, or should you accept it, or shouldn't you? Check it against your values. How much does the work agree with your values? Facing a difficult decision, check which of the options are most aligned with your values, and that is the option you should go for. So this is what I said at the beginning. This is a surefire system that gives you inner certainty, that stops the doubt and the worry, because you just know, because you know your values, and that is who you are. Nobody else can tell you who your values are or should be. That's just, it's nobody else's business really, it's only your business. So make a habit out of doing this with your entire life, and also include your passions into this. So this is also where you prioritize your passions. It has to also, your passions also have to align with your values, because if you do that, and if you consistently do that and align more and more parts of your life with your values, you will naturally drift towards pursuing your passions more, and this will light the way to your purpose as well. And it all starts with your values. Task number 4 is, as usual, to let me know. Hit the reply button on the email that you got the link to the video with, and write to me. What do you take away from this video? Do you already know your values? Have you found them now? Are you going to make any changes? What are your next steps? I would love to hear about it. So write to me. I will write back to you, I promise. And if you didn't get the link to the video in an email, that means you're not part of the Wild Spirits community yet, and you should join us. Go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in the little form there. You can also do the free life audit on that page. If you do the free life audit, one of the things that happen if you fill out the form at the end of the audit is that it gets you subscribed to Wild Spirits News. It's 1 email per week, 100% spam free. And you'll get lots of extra information and articles, recommendations of books and other resources. And sometimes you get exclusive offers only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up. You can also Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to the website as well. Thanks for watching.